The French and Indian War started in 1754 and ended in 1763, lasting a total of 9 years. Britain and France both wanted to be the dominant force in North America and wanted land in the Ohio River Valley. The war ended with the Treaty of Paris. British won and gained power in North America. However, the war hurt them financially. To pay off their debt, they began taxing the colonists. In March of 1770, colonists began throwing snowballs and rocks at British guards. British troops began to shoot at the colonists, resulting in 5 dead and 8 wounded. Paul Revere called it the Bloody Massacre. The Tea Act was an attempt to force colonists to buy tea only from the British India Company. The colonists were angry that they were being forced to buy British tea and pay taxes on it. However, the Tea Act didn't impose any new taxes. Tea was already taxed because of the Townshend Acts. As a form of protest, the colonists destroyed millions of dollars of tea in the Boston Harbor. This event is known as the Boston Tea Party. Furious about the Tea Act, colonists decided to protest. 150 patriots dressed as Native Americans snuck onto British ships and dumped 342 chests of tea into the harbor. This caused $1 million in damages, in today's money. The intolerable acts were passed to punish colonists for the damage done during the Boston Tea Party. The port of Boston was closed, making it harder for colonists to communicate with each other. The Quartering Act was also a part of this, saying that the colonists had to provide for the soldiers. This led to the Continental Congress. Paul Revere is most well known for his famous ride on horseback through Lexington. In April of 1775, during the night, Paul Revere and a few other riders set out and alerted the colonists in Charleston. Their main goal was to alert all of the colonists and make it to Lexington and warn Samuel Adams and John Hancock. He ended up making it to Lexington and warned them. The ride was important because the colonists and militia were able to prepare and fight off the British Army. The Sons of Liberty was a secret organization that protested against British taxes and laws before the Revolution. They are most famous for the Boston Tea Party, done in protest of the Tea Act. They would meet secretly so that they would not be arrested. Their meetings were informal, normally at local taverns. This political cartoon shows a group of people mourning. It depicts the end of the Stamp Act, showing it as a funeral. Tarring and feathering was a protest method used on tax collectors. This is done by applying hot tar to a person and sticking feathers to them. This is not only done as a way to humiliate the person, but also to make them uncomfortable, as the hot tar could be very painful. During the Revolution, many colonists would boycott British goods. Boycotting is when you stop supporting a certain product or company. The colonists boycotted items that were taxed, like tea, paper, glass, and more. They would make their own products instead of buying them from the British. Give me liberty or give me death. This famous quote came from Patrick Henry. I think what he meant by this was that he would rather die than live without liberty or freedom. He felt that the British were taking away the colonists and his liberty. Hello, so little outro bit. I'm uploading this on my YouTube, but it is a school project. So, yeah, Miss Harmon, I know you're watching this part. Sorry for turning it in like 2 weeks late. My bad on that. But thanks for not giving me ESS. Yeah, anyways, Genshin videos probably will be posted more. Again, if you are my teacher watching this, sorry about that. It's like weird because I know my teacher is gonna be watching this, but I'm like filming a regular outro how I would for a regular video. But yeah. Thanks for not giving me ESS, Miss Harmon. Thank you. And credits for all of the music and images used now.